Hey guys, today I want to talk about super fast relationships. And if there was ever a place for fast relationships, the Philippines is it. There's a lot of people that come over here, and they kind of like the fast relationship thing because a lot of them actually work out and some of them do not work out. But I think the faster your relationship goes, there's more of a level of danger and problems because you don't get to know the person really that well that you're getting involved with. And that happens in a lot of cases. And I won't say it's like 50% or something like that. It's a lot less than that. But a lot of guys run into issues because they never got to know the woman over here. A lot of guys even do marriages without even meeting the person here in some states back in the United States. And I've talked to several people that have married people over here, and they say, "Well, I know her because I talked with her online." And I says the problem with being online is that you don't really get to know the person. You're talking to a person; they can tell you whatever they want. They're gonna tell you whatever they want, and don't think that you're getting a family bond talking to the girl's mother or father or sisters or brothers because they're online and you're talking back and forth, like daily or whatever. That's not really getting to know people. You really have to see the way they live and see the way they are in person. And when you're online, you're not going to pick up feelings that you get gut feelings on things, because the person can put on a really, really good show for you online. And that's a problem. And a lot of guys don't understand that. A lot of guys that come over here are not really relationship savvy. A lot of guys were never daters. Maybe they were married most of their life. They went through a divorce towards the tail end of their life or whatever. And they haven't been out there that much, and they don't know that much about dating. So this makes it simple for them. In fact, it makes it too simple for them in some cases. And a lot of guys are very naive. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I see some guys come over here, and they're here for like a couple weeks, and they get off the plane, and they're telling me, well, they're getting their visa here. Oh, Steve, I'm here. I'm going to marry my girl. I said, well, really? How long have you known her? Oh, I've talked to her for 2 years online. And they're getting married like that. It's like 0 to 60, really, in 1.2 seconds. It's like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that because I understand that the situations that some guys are in. I think sometimes the guys are more desperate than the girls are over here. The girls are not that desperate. It's just that they take advantage of that desperate act of trying to find somebody, and they look at this girl and they're old and they're in their 60s, and they're seeing this girl that's 20 or 30 or 40 or even 50 years old, and she's really, really beautiful. She's really good looking, and the girl says she loves him, and the guys just melt, if a girl says that to him. And you got to have some common sense in a relationship over here. I think a lot of guys don't use common sense in relationships. I think the little head does more thinking than the big head does in a lot of cases. In some cases, it's just pure stupidity. Some cases I've seen it's low IQ or just people that are naive and not thinking. I've seen some people come over here and they're just desperate. Out of desperation, they're trying to find somebody over here. They heard all the stories. They were in the military. Their friends married Filipinas, and it worked out really good or whatever. And some of them do when they go back to the United States. But a lot of relationships go south when they bring them back to the States. Now, most of the guys that come over here that I see, the ones I see, when I deal with people at the Philippine Retirement Authority helping people with their visas, a lot of the guys that I see have been over here before, but some of them have not. A lot of them are not really well-traveled people. A lot of them are kind of desperate. And I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying quite a few, probably like 10 or 20% that I see coming in here. Of the ones I'm talking about, the ones now that come in here and get married right away, I see them as setting themselves up for failure. And a lot of people don't take people home, don't take a girl home with them. They come over here. Some do, but the majority of the people that I see over here, they are staying here. And if you go back home with these girls, you're destined for failure, I think. I married a Filipina before and I got home, and it lasted a while. It lasted actually quite a long while, and then it just started falling apart. And I thought it was going to work out great for me. And in the beginning, everything was all honky dory. But I think as the women get Americanized over there, it just gets worse. And a lot of guys think that their girl is not going to get Americanized. They're always going to be fine and dandy. And that's true for a lot of people. But if you're in a place where there's a lot of Filipinas, they tend to get contaminated from the Filipinas that have been in the States for a long time. And a lot of the girls like to be party girls. When they get to the United States, they got a little bit of extra money. They have a little bit of extra flow going on. They can do whatever they want. They have the money. They have contacts. They have friends. And Filipinas generally kind of follow each other when they're back in the States. If one goes through a divorce, usually you start seeing like a pandemic or epidemic of divorces all of a sudden. It just starts happening. And that's exactly what happened with my situation. I noticed a lot of my ex-wife's friends going through divorces, and I'm saying, this is not looking good. And then all of a sudden it happened, this is something you got to be careful of. Over here, you do not see a lot of people going through annulments over here, because we don't have divorce over here. A lot of people don't go through that. They do on occasion. I see a few here and there. I think because the girls don't want to be back in the position that they were before. And the courts are not as... When you go through an annulment, it's different than a divorce in a lot of different ways. They treat it as the marriage never existed. Okay, it goes, so the money stuff, whatever you owned before you came in is yours. If you have, in most cases, if you have pensions and stuff like that, they're not going to be able to touch that stuff. In most cases. I'm sure there are cases which sometimes it might come into play where there's kids involved, things like that. That's different. But annulments are certainly bring into the equation even... It's not as complex as a divorce, but it brings in its own complexities to the relationship if you have to go through an annulment. Now, the best thing I can tell people is this, is if you come over here and you have a girlfriend, and I recommend you come over here without a girlfriend, in advance, and you'll probably be better off. Because if you have put 2 years into a relationship online, it kind of makes it difficult to break up when you're over here. It makes it a little bit more complex and a little bit harder to break up because she's already put 2 years into you. And then you get here and you find out she's not the person you thought she was. It kind of makes it more complex. And she might get ticked off. She might try to do something. Some girls do nasty things when you break off with them because of the time that they put in and the effort that they put in. And they're going to get you. A lot of the girls are very, they're just different over here. They're more immature in some ways. Some of the girls over here, like a 40-year-old is like a 30-year-old. A 30-year-old is like a 20-year-old. And a 25-year-old is like a 12-year-old practically. Not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, okay? I don't want to paint everybody with a broad paintbrush over here, but there definitely seems to be a stereotype that does stick, and it is kind of true in a lot of these cases. From what I see over here, most of the women over here are good, decent women. They do have their issues. Girls do have their issues over here. They do have their complexities too. They definitely are more complex in some ways than American women in the way they think, in jealousies, money, the way they think that your money is their family's money, things like that. You have to really talk those things out. There's a lot of, issues that go on. But for you guys that are doing these shotgun, what seems like a shotgun way, like, hey man, you get married really quick. Come on, let's go. Let's get out there, get quick. 0 to 60, boom. I want to get married right away. I don't think you're doing yourself any favors. If you're marrying online, that's even worse. I think you're causing yourself a lot of issues because you haven't even met the family. At least if you're gonna get married, at least give yourself like 3 to 6 months over here, living with the person, getting to know the person, dating her, whatever you got to do to get to know this person. A lot of guys come over here and they act like Casanova, and they're gonna wine and dine the girl, take them to Palawan, get a nice hotel, and they're gonna romance this girl, and and that's great. But what you're impressing upon her is that you got a lot of money, and they're gonna expect to live like that a lot, and they're gonna expect you to be able to take care of their family a lot. I say don't show too much money. Don't do the 0 to 60 relationships. Don't get forced into anything by families or anything like that. Oh man, you should marry my daughter. That's a big red flag right there. When somebody says stuff like that, just be careful of the Speedy Gonzalez weddings, or Speedy Gonzalez relationships. Take your time more. That's my best advice, and I think almost anybody over here that's been over here for a while will tell you the same thing. The best advice I can give you is to slow down, Chico. It's take your time, relax a little bit. You don't need a wedding ring on your finger right away. You might as well put it around your neck. Because you're not doing yourself any favors. Just you need to think it out more. And a lot of guys, unfortunately, don't do that. And like I said, the best advice you can give somebody new here is slow down, take a deep breath, and enjoy the Philippines too. Enjoy the Philippines for what it is. It's not just about all the girls here. It's a beautiful place. It has many beautiful places here. It's a lot of fun. It can be a wonderful place to live, but breathe a little. Smell the roses around. Get to know different women around here, or make new friends and stuff like that. Don't jump into relationships necessarily right away. Just kind of take it easy, gradual. There's a lot of beautiful women out there, and make sure you find the right one. And when the right one comes along, you will know it. If you see red flags, run for the hills, because those red flags are telling you, get out of this. Sometimes there's going to be minor stuff that happens in relationships. That's going to happen in every relationship. I'm not telling you to run away from small things that can happen in a relationship. Everybody's going to have their fights once in a while. Everybody's, if it's all the time, run. If it's just once in a great while that it happens, that might be the one for you. There's a lot of very easygoing Filipinas over here that are really nice people that cater to their husbands and cater to their boyfriends and take care of them. Don't go for one that's not taking care of you, not looking out for you, or is telling you they always have to go someplace to take care of something, or to go take care of their family and they got to go away for a while. They're probably cheating on you. Those are the things that you really, really got to look out for over here, because there's a lot of people that will sleep with you if they have a boyfriend, just so they can have money. If you're giving them money all the time, that and that's what you think is going to keep her there, you're already causing your own issues. Instead, don't give them a lot of money. Just take care of them when they're with you. If they're going away doing stuff, let them take care of that. But if you throw money at them and give them money all the time, when you're not in a long-term relationship, you're causing yourself some issues, because the girl is going to stick with you no matter what, and then she might have a side boyfriend who's Filipino or something, or maybe even another expat. A lot of the girls over here are like that. They will do that. Are all the girls here like that? No, they're not. Fortunately, they're not. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. Hope you enjoyed today's show. And leave your thoughts on this. What do you guys think of these quickie relationships over here when you get off the plane and the same night you're sleeping with a girl or something like that. What do you guys think of that? You know, I think you're better off taking it easy a little bit. I think when you do that, it sends a signal to that girl that she's long term, she's the only one when you do that quick. You know. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. Hope you enjoyed today's show.